Hi, so I'm back as promised with the second video about toys. I have taken my hat off because my head is warmed up and now I've got hat hair. So, yeah, sorry about that. Not that you probably care. But, yeah, this video is showing you the toys that the children got for Christmas that I think are brilliant and toys that the children got for Christmas that I think are not so good. Luckily, the toys that are brilliant are a lot more than the toys that are rubbish. So I'm going to start off with the negative, of course, so we can get that out of the way and move on to the fun stuff. So the first toy I'm going to show you is a toy that I actually saw on How to Spend It at Christmas. There was a programme on ITV with Philip Schofield and I saw this toy and thought it would be brilliant. This toy the actual elves bought, and it's called Boom Blast Sticks, and the idea is that you have these little plastic things that you click together and you have to stack them on top of each other. You have to stack them on top of each other and then eventually they pop and fly everywhere. They do fly everywhere and they are kind of fun when they work, but there are a lot of these that didn't, even from the get-go, wouldn't click together for more than 5 seconds, and so for that reason it was kind of a fail and they haven't been played with since. They've worked twice. The next thing I'm going to show you is a Hot Wheels set that I got from Smith's. I'm going to have to check out what set this is, but this set is basically a baby version of their new garage with this section here. This new section here is in their new super mega garage something, where the cars go up it, and I'll insert a video on how it works. But my main problem with this is that it is stupidly loud. So my main problem with that toy is that it's so ridiculously loud. It's now in the kitchen with the door shut and you can still hear it because it's so damn loud. The next thing, I've only got the card for this left, but I think they're called beadies or something. They're like hammer beads where you put them in there on the trays, only you don't heat it up with a iron, you spray it with water and it sticks. The problem with it is if you put too much water on them, the dye comes out and the dye goes everywhere, and sometimes it doesn't stick enough and then it just falls apart. So for that, they're a fail. The next thing that was a fail was this. Oliver has got into Thomas at the moment. He's like a really big fan of Thomas, and Thomas is brilliant and I'm quite happy that he's a fan of Thomas. But this set I got from Smith's, I bought for Macy because I thought she's going to want to steal his set. So I got this one for Macy, and the idea is that you can put the train in it and then you move this and he makes his way down the track. He doesn't make his way down the track. I haven't been able to figure out how you make this go down the track properly. So this was a fail. And it takes up space. And finally, the most disappointing one is the big box. I've got the box. Is this set, the Thomas Holiday cargo delivery set. My eldest son, when he was little, he had lots of Thomas sets, and they were really well made. This set is not well made. Right, look. Oh. You see the clips here? They literally slot in, but they're really thin, and okay, it doesn't click properly. Right, I can see this getting broke. It's just little thin plastic. They slot together there. But I don't know how to explain this. This particular connector is going to get broke. I liked the old-fashioned track where it just slopped together and the kid could make his track himself. Oliver can't put this track together. To his frustration, he can't put it together. Whereas the old Tommy track and the last Trackmaster track, you could. This is the first train track I've bought in a while, so I don't know if they're all like this, but this particular holiday set, regret buying it because of that reason. It's kind of a pain to put it together and I don't really like putting it together because of that reason. It's really flimsy for what it was. So yeah, so that is all the negative ones. So if you're not interested in seeing the fun things that I like, then you can click off now. But if you like to see the toys that I do like, keep watching. So the next thing I'm going to show you, which is brilliant, these are definitely pluses, and I'm glad that he got these, are Thomas. And these are the Thomas minis. You can, if your children like the blind bags, these are brilliant because they're blind bags. And you can pick them up anywhere for like super cheap. But you've got like a whole set, like a box. My favourite one is this one because it's like Space Spencer or something. And this one my sister got, and he's glow in the dark. I didn't know they did glow in the dark ones till real recent. I didn't know they did glow in the dark ones till much recently, but these are brilliant. And he actually gets his bigger trains and sees how many of these he can put on the back and how they can pull. We had like a huge length of them. I'll insert the clip of that because that was kind of cute. He left some behind. He's coming back round. So these Fingerlings, these were really hard to get hold of. I managed to get a hold of 3 monkeys and a unicorn. I had to buy them at separate times in separate stores because most stores you were only allowed 2 per customer, which is annoying when you have 4 children. And they were out of stock a lot. They were hyped up, they were on this morning, and everybody was trying to get hold of these. These are worth £15, absolutely. I wouldn't pay more than that, but for the price I think they're brilliant. They have an on-off button. They're really interactive. You can swing them around. You can... They interact when you blow in their face, and you can like blow them kisses, and you can like show their head and they react and stuff. They're basically, to me, they're almost like, well, they're like little robot Tamagotchi things, and they're really sweet. You don't have to do anything with them though. You don't have to like feed them and do all that stuff, and they are really cute. Some people have been saying on the reviews that like their fingers like here like peel, but I haven't found that. I don't know if that's like, because there are a lot of fake ones going around, so I don't know if that was just the fake ones. But they're only £15, and at that price I can understand why everyone was like going mad over them because they're really good quality. Next thing is these. These are Nerf Nitro guns. I bought these for my 2 older boys. You can only shoot them when they're on the floor or on the ground because they've got these safety things on them, and they shoot foam cars, and I think they're fun. No electronics involved, no batteries involved, and the boys really like these. The next thing is a Playmobil Boat. Now everybody may have seen the big cruise ship that's like £80 and it's huge, but this boat was like £16, and this boat is just as cool. I got this for Joshua, who is 8, and he loves Playmobil. You take the top off, you've got like a bed inside, there's like some stairs, and there's like, you'll be able to see, yes, yeah, you'll be able to see videos of this online, but this ship is really cool. I'll make a point of linking what Playmobil boat this is, but this Playmobil boat is good. I really like it. The next thing I got a little bit after Christmas is these like tray of fruits. Basically, it comes with a tray, and it's got little fruits, and it comes with like a pretend plastic knife, and the fruits are stuck together with Velcro. And my daughter spent ages the other day pretending to chop these fruits, and I think that's really cool, and it was only like £10. The next thing I got a little bit after Christmas as well was the Baby Alive, this Baby Alive doll where she moves her face and stuff. At first when I saw it on TV I thought it was creepy.
Hi Mummy. Hug please. Do I need a checkup? I need a drink. Will you listen to my heartbeat? Bum, 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 bum. You're a great doctor, Mummy.
She loves this doll, and I like the fact that you can set it for a little boy to play with it. It says hello daddy, but you can set it for a little girl to play with it, and I think that's really sweet because boys like playing with dolls too, and she really likes playing with her dollies. And this doll, to me, like, she moves her mouth, she moves her eyes, And to me, I feel like she's a way better contender than the Louvre Bella doll, which is £100. And the only thing she seems to do differently is move her arms for £100. And I know people are going to be like totally against my opinion on that. Like, oh, she does so much, blah, blah, blah. But, see, you set her on boy mode. But I think that she was well worth the money. And I picked her up in a sale and she was like £35. And I thought that was really cheap for that doll. And her original price is £50, so still way cheaper than the Louvre Bella doll. I would recommend that. Another doll she got for Christmas from my mum and dad was the baby Shushu doll. Now we could only pick, you can only pick this doll up in Tesco, and she closes and opens her eyes. And if you were born in the 90s or had a doll in the 90s, I know that my sister-in-law did, and my sister did. Shushu, she had a Shushu, and I just thought it was really sweet that she's now got her own Shushu. And she actually sounds identical to baby Annabelle. I know, I think they're both Zaf creations, but she sounds identical to baby Annabelle. She was like £25. And I think that was a really good buy on my parents' part. The next thing, at first I really didn't want to buy this because I thought it would be a total waste of money. But I thought, it's Christmas, you got to get them something that they really want, even if it is ridiculous. And I got my son this grabber. Joshua puts his Shopkins in this, because my son Joshua, he's really into like Shopkins, mashers. There's like little emoji ones, like basically them little things that are like Shopkins. And he puts all these Shopkins in here, and this is brilliant because I thought it would be really boring, but it comes with these coins, and you have like a time limit to grab the items in there. And he played this for ages, and he loved it, and it was like £25, but it was so worth it. And I'm so glad I bought this for him now, because it was genuinely like his favourite toy. And on that same subject, I saw this in Toys R Us for £4.98, and this is a storage case. You can slide it open, and you can keep like you can keep these zoom zooms in it. This zoom zooms. You can keep zoom zooms in it. It's got like a section underneath where you can put more zoom zooms in there. And it's funny because I originally bought these zoom zooms because you could get like the little aliens from Toy Story, and it was like the claw with the, yeah. So I thought that was a good idea, and he loves this. And you could put Shopkins, you could put all kinds of things in it, and for £4.98, you can't go wrong with that. And I thought that was really cheap. So this Christmas, Barbie was a big thing. The only thing is I don't feel like the dolls fit in this boat very well. Like, when you put two dolls in there, they kind of literally like reach the edge of the boat, and I feel like the boat could have been a little bit longer. Same when you put them in the back, like it's a really tight squeeze in this boat. They literally only just fit, and I feel like that could get annoying for a kid, and they could have been a bit longer. But my only issue with the Barbies is, I don't know if it's just me, but these are not made as good a quality. This is an older Barbie. This is a Barbie from like the 90s. And her legs are like made of rubber. She's wearing a bell dress because she doesn't have much clothes, because Macy's lost her top. Anyway, you could bend their legs because their legs were like a rubber, and you could kind of pose them a little bit and they feel like they're heavier. But these Barbies almost feel like what we used to call like knockoff Barbies, like cheap Barbie dolls, like pretend dolls that weren't Barbies, because their legs are like hollow plastic. You can't bend them, and if you tried to, you would snap their leg off. And they are so not as well made as they used to be, and I think that's really disappointing because like they're really expensive still. But Toys R Us had like a huge half price sale on all their Barbies, like a third off some of the stuff as well. But I'm glad I bought it because she's like super into Barbie. So that's my video on toys that they got for Christmas that I don't like, and toys that I do like. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Bye.